All right, school still in session across, well, pretty much everywhere in the state, other than a few schools. We are seeing some districts, though, that are coping with COVID outbreaks and absences in different ways, quite different ways. Nampa School Board is going to meet tonight and tomorrow night to go over any potential revisions to their policies, or lack thereof, that they have put in place. Katya Stepovic has a breakdown of the COVID updates that will be presented to the board tonight. Katya?
Well, Brian, recent COVID data put together by the Nampa School District is raising eyebrows. Take a look. Now, as of last week, 14.5% of elementary students were not in attendance. It jumped to 20% for middle schools and more than 25% of high schoolers in Nampa. The district goes on to say that, quote, if we were using our benchmarks from last year, all high schools would be in the red and virtual. Middle schools would be in the orange and on alert, and elementary schools would be in the yellow category, with the exception of 4 elementary schools. Now, on August 30th, 2,692 students were not in school. Last year, the district only quarantined 2,579 students total.
When we say we have 22,000 some students out, we're not saying that they all have positive cases of COVID, but we're saying that COVID plays a big part in those numbers in one way or another. And once you get a certain percentage of your teachers out, there's just no way to cover that because we're short on substitutes.
At least 20% of elementary staff are currently out sick. On August 31st, 23 classrooms were unable to be filled. Now, the board will have a work session that will start at 6:30 tonight, so in a little over an hour from now, and parents are not allowed to be there in person, but they can send in written comments. And by the way, Brian, they aren't the only school with a meeting tonight. Mountain Home School District will also meet about their COVID policies, and links to those meetings can be found on the district's website, of course. Brian?
So kind of like with the healthcare workers, you can't just have a bed without somebody to serve it or to care for the person in it. Classrooms need teachers to be there as well.
Absolutely, and mind you, the substitute teachers, come down and contract COVID as well, so it's a vicious cycle.
It is spreading quite rapidly. All right, thank you very much, Katya.